Check this out, guys. Now, I go through a lot of brass. Some steel casings, but 99% brass. The only steel that I may use is in the AK. But everything else is brass. So, there we got about 75 pounds, give or take a pound. I'm not far off. I know that that bucket there, the 5-gallon bucket, that holds where it is now. It always averages between 50 and 52 pounds. And that, I got to figure it's about 20 pounds or so. So anyway, there's about 70, 75 pounds there, give or take. Now, I used to give it to friends because they wanted to reload. But a lot of guys aren't reloading anymore. And the other thing is, they always want to come over and pick. You know, they don't want to just take it all. Now, I don't mind. If you don't need it, don't take it. But, you know, I want to get rid of it. So I decided I'm going to start just selling it. Because that's about 6 weeks or so. 6 weeks to 2 months worth of brass for me. Hey, Ashbed, guys, Ashbed. Alright. So I decided to call a couple scrap yards. Because I've also got some lead. And so I called 3 scrap yards. All local, you know, within a 7 to 10 minute ride. One place offers me, because you tell them you got brass, and you tell them it's casings, it's automatically cheaper because they give you the excuse they have to send it out and export it because of the primers, and I understand that. You know, you're not going to call it clean brass, but at that point, one place gives me a price of 85 cents a pound. Now, I know this stuff used to run a lot more than that. At one time, I was getting close to $4 a pound. Alright, when I did some selling a few years back. And I understand prices change. You know, nothing's the same. So I decided to call a couple more places. One place offered me $1. And he said if I got 100 pounds, he'll give me $1.10 to $1.15. Wow, okay. So I figured I'm going to call one more place. I called another place, $1.50. So we went from 80 to 85 cents a pound to $1.50 within a 5-minute phone call, and still within that same 7 to 10 minute drive. So if you guys are going to do scrapping, don't always stick to one place. Make some calls, because if you're going to do a lot of it, there's big money in it, and everybody can make. If the guy that's making or giving me $1.50 for it is making money, the guy that wanted to give me 85 cents a pound is raping me. All right, so at that point, that's where we're at. Now, same with the lead. I haven't got too much of it. I'm backing away from you guys for a minute. I'm gonna, well, if I can find it, what the hell do I do with it? Oh, sure. Oh, here it is. Sorry, guys. Here's some lead. Now, there's not much here. There's maybe 20 pounds, 25 pounds of lead. This is all lead that I'd get from the range. And then when I got spare time, I'd melt it down and just put it in the pan. Actually, hold on. I put it in that pan, as you can see, and when I heat up the wood burner, I have a little exhaust fan above it, and I'll just set this on top of the wood stove, and believe it or not, it takes a few minutes. It doesn't melt down instantly, but it'll melt down. You know, and the exhaust is taking it out naturally, so I'm not breathing in all that lead. You know, if you guys work with lead, you got to remember this shit's deadly. Sorry. So anyway, he's willing to give me 65 cents a pound for this, so that's not too bad. And then I've got some batteries out back, because the batteries, you know, because I got the the solar in the wind turbine over here. I haven't got a farm going. I've got 2 solar panels. One of them is sitting next to the wind turbine, and the other one is sitting out back doing its own thing to its own little system. But I had to replace a few of the batteries in that. So I pulled away probably, I don't know, 8 batteries. And these are the heavy ones, heavy duties. They used to use them in cell sites for the towers if the power went down. These are the batteries they would use. So, but I talked to Interstate on those. Now some of the guys will give you $10 a battery or 25 cents a pound. But the guy at Interstate, Interstate Batteries, the distributor for them, it's probably a 20-25 minute ride for me, but it's not too far from the club, the gun club, so I may just load up the trailer. I'm not going to put him in the van. Load up the trailer and take him out there, because he's a nice guy, and even if I get less, you know, he's an honest guy, and that's all that counts. So I don't mind. He's willing to go 25 cents a pound, you know, but he's not going to flat rate. I mean, you know, so if they're a little light, you know, it's one of those things to where you're going to lose on it, you know, the smaller batteries. So, but anyway, so much for the brass. So if you're going to ever get into picking up your brass, I mean, even if you picked it up all year and ended up with 100 pounds of it, you know, you could pick yourself 150, 200 bucks, and it doesn't take up any room in your shop. So I don't know why you guys, if you don't reload, you should still keep your brass, because it does add up. So, especially for me anyway, because like I say, that's about 6 to 8 weeks worth of brass for me. I've slowed down a little bit. It may take me a little bit longer now because I haven't been going quite as often, you know, but that's where I'm at. Catch you later, guys. Okay, according to the scale that I have, well, let me get that out of the way. I just wanted a stable ground. So, according to the scale that I have, it's a household scale, but you know, it's one that I use in the shop, and it weighs me okay with everything else. So, but anyway, the scale that I weighed it in on, the blue one came in at 95 pounds, and they're empty because I opened them up and drained them, so they're empty. I don't like to cheat anybody, nor do I like to be cheated. So that's that one. The orange ones weighed in at 74 pounds. Now I'm not saying they're super accurate. They may be a pound or two off the scale, but still, okay. The Group 31s here, the bigger one you see there, that came in at 58 pounds. And I've got 3 of those. And they all came in at 58, 57, 58, so they're all within the same, so that kind of tells me that's there. And then the smaller ones, the green labels, I got 3 of those, and those came in at 55, 56. And those little puppies right there, those little tractor batteries, came in at 12. So I'm going to add that up and see what it comes to at so-called 25 cents a pound versus $10 a battery, and we'll see what it comes to.